This week we're going to highlight the price changes associated with the market on the day that the USDA releases its July supply-demand report. We're going to take an updated look at U.S. crop conditions and weather trends here in the U.S. We're going to switch gears briefly and look at harvest progress in Brazil and wrap things up with a long-term review of December corn futures. Hi, this is Brian Bastine with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We've moved in the month of July here, and of course it's time for corn pollination. Before we discuss that, however, we want to remind you that the USDA will release its monthly supply-demand report on Friday, July 11th at 11 o'clock Central Time. Let's take a look at the price history of the market's response to that report. Again, this is the price change for December corn futures on the day that the USDA releases its July supply-demand report. Notice over time there's been quite a bit of volatility. Not every year, but quite a bit of volatility both to the upside and the downside. Here's the key message. We strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to have your risk management positions in place prior to the report. Let's shift gears now and focus on crop conditions here in the U.S. Let's take a look at our weekly map. Our crop conditions for corn are very strong at the moment. 74% good to excellent. That's up another point from last week. Last year was 68%. Notice those states in the green are better than last week. Yellow is unchanged and red is worse. Almost all states west of the Mississippi River are unchanged or better, while those states east of the Mississippi River, highlighted by Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio, are a little bit worse compared to last week. Let's take a look at the history of the crop condition index now. You can see here for 2025, of the last 10 years, there's only been 1 year, 2016, when in early July, the aggregate crop condition index was higher than it is this year. As a result, we're seeing quite a bit of pressure in the futures market. Let's take a look at crop progress now. We're looking at corn silking. About 43% of the crop typically pollinates between July 6th and July 20th. That makes weather critically important over the next few weeks. Speaking of weather, let's take a look at the short-term trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-storm weather. Now, as a backdrop here, we're looking at precip over the last 14 days. Notice as we highlighted there, west of the Mississippi River, all that green area, a lot of moisture west of the Mississippi River. As you move further east, however, into Illinois especially, it's been dry the last couple weeks. They could use the rain there, and further east into parts of Michigan and Indiana. Let's now look at storm potential here for Thursday and Friday of this week. We're looking at that green area there, the best potential for heavy rainfall. Now we're looking at corn production in the background here. Between those purple lines, if you will, on this chart, this map, that's the best chance for above normal rainfall the next week or so. And up in that northern eastern part of the corn belt, that blue line, east of that area, below normal precip totals. Let's now look at precip totals for the next 2 weeks. You can see here all across the Midwest, really nothing but green and yellow, which means normal to slightly wet conditions. Again, that's been pressuring the market. Let's shift gears now and look at harvest progress in Brazil. Now, Brazil is a little bit behind in their harvest progress. They're about 28%. Notice the 5-year average is 40%. Last year at this time was over 60%. However, eventually when that crop is harvested, exports are set to begin in August and increase in September and October. And we do expect USDA to increase their crop size in Friday's supply-demand report. Let's look briefly now at export trends here in the U.S. Now, this is the bright spot here in the U.S. This is the unshipped sales of corn as of the end of June. The message is that year-to-date sales are already 31 million bushels above the annual forecast. As a result, we expect the USDA to increase its annual forecast 75 million to 100 million bushels in Friday's report. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in December corn. December corn, as we tape here on Tuesday, is trading near $4.15 a bushel. Here's the key message. We still have a lot of time between now and harvest, and as you look at those last 10, 15 years, the market has shown some volatility. So again, encourage you to work closely with your risk management consultant to manage price movement. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update. And make sure to join us at 1:30 p.m. on Friday, July 11th, for a detailed market analysis concerning the USDA report. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.